G'day there, ladies and gents of the internet. I am the Braveheart Aussie and welcome to a journey in world building. Today we are stepping back from exploring individual settings of the Dark Diaspora to look at another threat facing the remnants of humanity in the cold black of interstellar space. Now, as a reminder, threats are a relatively new addition to Phase 2 of our sci-fi world-building project and represent a type of regional or even pan-diaspora terror, sort of like a mega-terror. The concept was to add further sense of peril and grimdark to the universe as a whole, in addition to the prevailing threat of the malady associated with faster-than-light travel. And today I want to talk about a highly secretive threat, a pseudo-eldritch pan-dimensional phenomenon known to very few members of humanity, and referred to as codename Abyssalum. We actually first touched on this threat back in Lore Video 31, called the Akaro Loop, in which Esna, an Astrojet pilot, used a new type of drive that, instead of breaching the light barrier and subjecting the pilot to the risk of the malady, entered a parallel pocket dimension with a different spatial geometry to effectively shortcut through real space. This journey, while successful, left the pilot's mind blank, replaced with an overwhelming sense of dread about the occupants of said dimension. The naming of the gas giant planet within the Falls Edge system that is the focus of the race, Akaro, was intentionally similar to the name given to the river Acheron, which plays a central role in Greek mythology as the river of woe and one of the 5 rivers of the Greek underworld. It is expressly mentioned in Dante's Inferno, which itself is an inspiration for the concepts in both ancient and modern literature associated with hell. For it is in the dimension that Esna used for his shortcut travel that we find the suspected origins of violent and reality-distorting incursions into real space by incomprehensible chaotic eldritch horrors, a phenomenon which has given the codename Abyssalum. Instead, codename Abyssalum is the name given to what can be best described as a brief and seemingly random, albeit utterly violent and destructive distortions of space-time. Officially not publicly recognized or even acknowledged by any formal authority in the Dark Diaspora, codename Abyssalum is the name given to what can best be described as brief and seemingly random, albeit utterly violent and destructive distortions of space-time. These distortions appear to have created tears in the space-time reality, from which eldritch horrors, such as tentacled monstrosities endlessly folding in geometric prismoids and grotesque Moor and eye-filled evils, have been known to emerge, lay waste to a ship or a station in the area with gruesome violence before dissipating, often only seconds after their initial emergence. The sheer incomprehensible alienness of the incursion typically results in those that are lucky enough to survive and have witnessed one of the emergent horrors escaping with no recollection of their experiences, even when placed under hypnosis or use of biometric memory recall. However, witnesses are left with lasting nightmares and a permanent overwhelming sense of directionless or subject matterless dread, as if a threat exists everywhere and nowhere concurrently around them. The phenomenon has been given its name for the top secret project of the Tyson Sector Compact. It is understood by the Compact that the intelligence apparatus of both the Aneran Confederacy and the Galador Hegemony are aware of the phenomena across diaspora space, but only the Compact to date has deployed active intelligence assets to monitor the incursions. Codename Abyssalum is officially named for the Grand Wheel cosmology model concept of Lost Earth, namely the realm of chaotic evil and the home of demons referred to as the Abyss. This is obviously drawing upon the concept within the Forgotten Realms of Dungeons & Dragons. The project is officially commanded by a career executive intelligence officer of the Tyson Sector Compact Navy without civilian or central command oversight, though daily operation command vests with the commander and through him the crew of the highly advanced Nyx ship, the CSS Threshold Breach. The ship, which is constructed of the most advanced and mission-absorbing materials and technologies, is effectively undetectable to any known wavelength of energy. This includes visual light, with the ship appearing as a void of light that is imperceptible against the dark void of space. The ship operates through an undisclosed black budget of the Compact naval and security allocations and includes a full crew of specialist scientists, career Navy officers and seamen, as well as a complement of bio-cybernetic enhanced combat Compact Marines. The purpose of the Threshold Breach is to function as a rapid response intelligence asset of the Compact, stationed at its base in the inner asteroid belt of the Tyson system for rapid deployment across all but the furthest reaches of the galactic southwest of the Diaspora. Advanced entangled sensor arrays have been positioned across much of the Diaspora and are triggered by distortions in reality caused by an emergence, an incursion. Upon detection, the Threshold Breach is deployed, arriving anywhere between minutes or sometimes days later depending on the distance involved. Due to the rapid nature of an incursion, the Threshold Breach has only once arrived with the horror still present, though the crew itself has no recollection of the event. Named Demon Marid, in line with the project's conventions for naming incursions after the demons in Lost Earth religions, in this case of the Islamic faith, Marid was the 52nd identified incursion in over 10 years, and the only instances in which human weapons, namely Planet Blaster AG bombs, were deployed against the incursion entity. While it is unclear why the interdimensional demons of the realm of Abyssalum are making incursions into the Diaspora, two facts are certain. Incursions have only taken place near remote or distant human stations or ships, typically alone and isolated, resulting in complete destruction of the station or ship and the loss of all hands. And secondly, the rate of incursions appears to be increasing. As such, it's only a matter of time until incursion occurs in a more populated center, or even potentially at a major planetary outpost. However, until that time, the Compact, through the CSS Threshold Breach, is the first and only line of defense against the chaotic interdimensional evil and destruction of the dimension of Abyssalum. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to leave this episode here today. Hopefully you've enjoyed this threat episode. It's actually ended up having a little bit of faction elements in it as well, just because it provides that contrasting between the threat and the project itself that is designed to respond to that threat. By providing that counterbalance, it gives the threat greater levels of significance, particularly since there's so much technological advancement has been allocated, and also the somewhat secretive nature of the threat from a general population and general public perspective. It also adds to the general risk of existing within the Diaspora, and obviously adds to that grim dark sort of theme that we've been going through for this universe project. The fact that at any point in time the ship or the station you're on could be attacked from forces outside of our reality adds to that of the malady in making the dark of space an even more hostile environment for humanity. But that is it. We're going to leave it there. Thank you so much. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and may the journey continue. Hey!